Hello, I'm your host, Craig Thompson Wood, here for the final turn of the Duel of Ages 2 Rush campaign, my holiday game, which I started over my Christmas holidays, but it's taken me this long to finish it. As things got, as the whole game really got down to it, as all the characters were out and everything, I just noticed I felt like I was rushing a bit and making some mistakes. And so no, I'm not felt like I was making mistakes. I know I was making some mistakes, so I slowed it down. And what I was doing really, I was giving my brother, my chief editor here, the opportunity to look over what I'd done and make sure that I wasn't making any mistakes, because I was still making mistakes, but then where possible, I was fixing it. So he gave me the green light, said everything was good last time, but I was just looking over a couple things. There was one thing he'd mentioned that was of particular interest, and he was saying just because of like these big mesas here and stuff, he says he's not 100% sure that people can't kind of squeeze through that space there, because if you look closely, there is a gap between. Now, just because these things are huge character things, I mean, it's just because that's been the problem with this map, is just that it's just made such a limit on the travel. Now, as it stands right now, Team Black is comfortably in the lead. They have one more point than Team White, and Team White really has the only way that Team White can even tie it right now is to take away Team Black's token here, which would mean Jolie is in the dome here. Jolie would have to come into here and take away this black thing here. So, but the thing is that she has a movement of 6. Now that I think about it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which seems fine. However, Executal is right here, and Executal will not allow her to come out, get that far anyway. Because even though like you can't target people and other things, with Executal's aura, it does say specifically in the rules that an aura can extend out of a dome. So Executal's aura is going to slow her down. She will actually only make it there, so she is not going to be able to reach that. So so that would mean that Team Black wins automatically? Well, no. Because as I was saying, and actually there was one mistake too that my brother had not noticed, and that was sort of an obscure rule that I noticed. I was looking through some things, because actually one thing I was looking for was to see if characters block other characters for line of sight when you're shooting at somebody. But anyway, I still couldn't find that. I mean, they have this whole thing here with all these examples of different lines of sight and stuff, but nowhere does it say a character past a character. Right? It talks about water, woods, rough, buildings, domes, obstacles. Obstacles are just being like statues and things on the map. Mesas, obstacles to caverns and other mesas, mesas to mesas, mesas to caverns, up at mesas, other things here, but nothing mentions people to people. Like, do people block each other? So I'm going to say no, just because it just encourages, the law of chaos, the law of maximum destruction. So I'm going to go with that. But here's the thing I noticed. It was down here. If all domes of your drawn color are full, you can go to an empty dome of your choice. And what had happened is, at the very end of the black team's turn, Devin Regal had drawn green, and then eventually got blue. Well, if he could have gone anywhere he wanted, I think he would have chosen to go here, because he has a decent chance of, like, Devin Regal has a 4th row. Oh no, it's an 8th row challenge. We don't know what's in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just to try and get them an extra point there. I mean, that's a dome that they don't have. If he comes here, but then Dr. Memnar could get in the way. So yeah, and we don't want Devin Regal to get killed by Dr. Memnar or anything, so we're just going to put Devin Regal here, where he'd be relatively safe. The only thing now is just, like, if we do allow this passage through the thing here, then that means Odessa can possibly kill him. So the other thing I was thinking of was to maybe try and pull Odessa down here, because Odessa, remember, has this +1. She got a squeak before, and so she kind of was able to use this. But obviously she's going to use this on this last turn, so all her stats are +1. So she now can move 7. So she'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she can guard this area, so to try and kill Enrak. She and Jolie could try and kill Enrak, But the problem is NRAC could just do that, right? And then Odessa wouldn't be able to see her. And that's going to be that. So, yeah, but, so we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll treat it as one extra space just to make it a little bit interesting. So like there's no free action happening in this thing, in this free action phase. So I'm just sort of skipping ahead to past free action and firing phase. But everybody's in domes, so it really doesn't matter for those two. So then to the movement. So Jolie, I'm just going to pause for a second to see make sure that the aura extends out of the dome. And I'm pretty sure it extends into domes. It go both ways. Yeah, it says that the only thing that stops an aura is a cavern wall. So Jolie is going to be slowed. You know what we'll do though? I'm just going to put here. So 1, 2, 3. So Executal will be able to get her with her combat aura. And we are just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down to here. And so if NRAC, NRAC could choose to go there, but for sake of making it interesting, we'll let NRAC move in. Actually, what we'll do too is we'll put Jolie is an icon. Jolie is an icon. So she can be in the same space with Odessa. So we're going to keep them in the same space just to try to prevent any... well, actually, you know what? Jolie's ability to turn a man to her side, which would be another way they could do this, is if the Enric would have to try and attack her. So he would just attack Odessa, right? Why would he risk himself like that way? It would be silly. Unless Odessa goes 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. So, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Odessa will go into the building. No, because then he'll go into the building. So, there. And assuming, again, friendlies, and we're not going to treat people as line of sight blockers. So that's those two. Clara Barton, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as she comes up there. Corporal Janus is, he's wounded, right? So he's going to go and seek the healing, even though it's the last turn. And Dr. Memnar. Dr. Memnar, what form is he in? He is in 8. He is in the monster form. So in the monster form, he moves 8. And Dr. Memnar is going to go 1... Dr. Memnar's all the way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a real shame that he was in that one. I guess this one's come undone here. Because if he was here, he could easily have made it in there and given white a point. They so desperately take the point away from black. They've already got the thing here, which he could do that, but then what extra movement is going to help now? He can really do nothing at this point to be of use. So, because it's going to take 3 points of movement to go through the building. And he's got 8 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he's well away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He can't even make it to the colonial one. So, yeah, he's just kind of running over there to no effect. He's, what else is he going to do? And that's going to be it for them. So, no op-fire, no melee, no adventuring, no reinforcing. That was an easy turn. Just, like I say, it all comes down to these two to see if they can make this happen. And that's with the cooperation of NREC. But let's see what Team Black does and conclude up this game. Okay, so like Team White, all of Team Black is in domes or prison. So they are they have no free actions that they're doing. Fire phase, nope. So it's just onto the movement. So Executive will go 1, 2, 3 up to here. and get into range of the ladies here. And then Enrak. Like I said, Enrak could be totally boring and just go like this. In which case, there's no line of sight to Enrak, and he can't possibly be hurt. He has a 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, he's not going to make it into there. And he doesn't want to attack Jolie. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Haha. So he's going to go that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he circumvented Jolie and is going to go and attack Odessa. So let's do... Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. That was Enrak and Executal. We still have Devin Regal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going into there to try and give something to Team Black. So, okay, so we come down next to the next phase, which is the Op Fire. So Op Fire, we have Jolie firing first. Now Jolie is revealing that she also had the short bow. I do that because the short bow does 2 damage, whereas this one only does 1 damage. We need as much as we can to try and kill. And the short bow, well, it has the same penetrate. Yeah. Now it can fire 2 shots, but I'm not going to do that because that's something I haven't done in this game, is firing multiple shots. But I just want to concentrate. I really need to hit here if I'm going to do anything. So we're looking then at it's a throw versus stealth. So her throw is terrible. Oh, but wait, right. She's got the Archer's badge. So she's got the Archer's badge. So her throw is equal to her justice, and her justice is 6. So it's a 6 versus his stealth of 3. So it's an attacker better by 3. Sorry, wrong way around. Attacker better by 3 is card. Attacker better by 3 is a miss. So that pretty much clinches it for Team Black. Enrak is not going down. War, is he? Or is he? Because we still have the paratrooper. So he has a 5. No, sorry. He's an aim of 4 to Enrak's 3. Better by 1. He hit. And his penetrate is 6 to Enrak's armor of 3. So an attacker better by 3. Attacker better by 3 is +1. So he's done 3 damage to Enrak. There you go. But so he's done 3 damage to Enrak. Didn't kill him, so he's still around. And then Odessa. Now, as you'll recall, Odessa, well, what else does she have here? She had a couple things here. So she has the Henry 44. So 4 strength, 2 intelligence. So she's not strong enough to use it. Oh, she had a cheetah. Oh, man, that would have been good. That's bad. That's my bad. Completely forgot about that. Yeah, she could have unleashed that cheetah a long time ago, and that could have been very useful. Especially to this other end here. Oh, man. All right, well, that kind of makes up for something I'll reveal later. And so it's a point to a stealth. Her point is a 1. Yeah. And her versus stealth of 3. So it's an defender better by 2. Defender better by 2 is, still a hit. All right, so he has just 3, 2, so he has 5 wounds. He just took 3, so he has 2 left. This weapon does 1 damage, but it's a penetrate of 7. So it's a penetrate of 7. Let's pull Enrak back up. A penetrate of 7 to a penetrate of 7 to an armor of 3. So it's an attacker better by 4 is -2 damage. So there we go. It didn't happen. Enrak lived, and so his bravery was paid off. Not cowering behind a dome to not be shot at by the ladies. So that was the op fire. So we go into the melee. So now we're back to actually we're not out of the woods yet, are we? Because we have to deal with Enrak. So what did I do with Odessa? Here she is. So Odessa, so it's wits now. So he's got a wits of 7 to 4, and the trooper has a wits of 4. So they're both 4s. So Enrak is attacking, and he's attacking twice. So he's going to hit Odessa. Because if he can get rid of Odessa, then the paratrooper's also gone. So he's got an 8 combat to her reactive 2. So it's an attacker better by 6. Attacker better by 6 is, I was going to say an amaze, but no, it's just a hit. So it's an 4, penetrate of 4 to armor of 2. So it's attacker better by 2, which is +0, so he's done 2 damage. Now, Enrak also attacks twice in melee, so he's going to attack her again, possibly getting rid of her, and he is hit. And it's, what we say, attacker better by 2. He has taken out Odessa, so Odessa is gone. So, again, really sort of rewarding his warrior spirit there for not... and you know what? If he imprisons, let's just think about this now. Give me a pause for a second. Okay, so my thought there was, if I'd imprisoned Odessa, would it help the black team anyway with the combat score? And it's no. I mean, the white team is way too far ahead in that. They're getting that combat point for sure. So Odessa is just dead. We're getting rid of her, so that gets rid of the paratrooper who was with her. It also gets rid of the Undead Prince henchmen who are imprisoned, because they had imprisoned Baba Yaga. So whatever they did to her happens to them. If they'd killed her, they would have been gone. But because now they are the person who they were the henchmen for, they suffer the same fate as the leader. So when Odessa died, they died with her. So that's all them cleared out. So now Team White is down to 4 players, and yeah, so that was it for them. And now it's actually going to be an attack of the 2 aura range of Executal onto Jolie. So Executal, doesn't matter wits, we're looking at a 5 combat to her reactive 3. So it's Executal's a beast. So this is something my brother pointed out to me. So it's here you have the gender. So the gender here, she's a woman, beast. So it's just Executal is neither man nor woman. So Jolie can't use her power on Executal here. I thought that'd be kind of cool. So it's a 5 to a 3. Attacker better by 2 is a miss. So Executal just missed, which really nothing's going to happen from that combat. I mean, there's no way that Executal is going to kill Jolie. So that's that. So that's it for the combats. So we go on to the adventuring. And the only adventuring to happen is with Devin Regal over here. He's in that labyrinth where we'd already revealed it was the challenge with the throw. So you have this challenge here. He has an apple on his head and you have a bow in your hands. So it's an 8 throw challenge. Now Devin Regal only has a throw of 4, and looking at the symbols there, he doesn't match any of those symbols and he doesn't match the age. So, but it is what it is, right? You just gotta try it. So he's going to try it, and it's a Defender better by 4 is a success for him, so he's done it. So Devin Regal has successfully done that, and we put a token onto the space, and so that's another point for Team Black, and Devin Regal is dismissed to a black dome, and I think he is just going to retire as far away from the action as possible, just over there where he's just going to be left alone and enjoy the... For that is indeed what it is. So let me take you to the final scoring. Okay, so this is Craig Thompson. We're back again just to have a little wrap up here now that the game is finished. I hope you enjoyed that, and I know I had fun playing it. I like doing this one. I do this one, I've done it in the Christmases past, and I plan to do it again. And that's actually something I want to talk about. Is one of the things I think that was making me make mistakes. There's a couple of things. One is the fact that I was rushing at the beginning, right? I was trying to get turns done, 1 or 2 turns done a day, and it was too much, and I was realizing that mistakes were being made. Now, one big mistake I've made was that at the very beginning, when Odessa was up here and she shot Ned Kelly with that tow missile, she didn't have the strength to use it. Like, here's the tow missile out here. So it's a 3 strength and 6 intelligence. She's lacking in that. She doesn't. So she actually had 2 strength and 6 intelligence. So she wasn't strong enough to use that. So that actually was a cheat on her part. Team White lost anyway, and I mean that's another issue. Another thing I did, it's all Odessa. Odessa's a big cheater because you're not allowed to freely drop items. Now, I don't know if I like that or not. I mean, the idea of just dropping an item. If you have too many or you want to maybe drop it and hope one of your teammates can go pick it up, I don't really see a big problem with that because the whole idea, if you're wasting time just to meet up with another player just to trade an item, that can be kind of so I'd rather see more action, more interesting things happening than let's just, hey, let me give you this. So yeah, I think that's something I would house rule in the future, is that. Were there any other big mistakes that were made that I can remember? Not off the top of my head. But I think in terms of my planning of the board, I mean, this one was a random choice, right? So, but again, maybe, who's to say I have to make it like that? Or at least I've made it turn around so we didn't have this pinch in the middle here where it's just this giant space of impassable things unless you are willing to. But even if you climb up here, there was nowhere to get back down again, right? This is the only spot to get up or down on this thing, which really sucked. This is a nasty what's a tile flat. Can't remember what they're called, but I don't like this one. I chose this one specifically for Team Black because they had Executal, and I think Executal put it to good use, and it still had the opportunities to go through the tunnels and stuff. And then again, Black tiles only being over here, and over there, and then all the colored ones on this side. It was just, I don't know. I just felt like there was just not enough. You can get too trapped in an area where there's nothing to do. Like over here. There's the rough here, and then you have black team and list space. But I mean, okay, what if you have no cards? Or it just wasn't a very exciting map, and I think that would be something that I would have to do better to choose better, create it a little more thoughtfully. And I know that is the way it could happen. I mean, because the way I did it, the way it should be done, with one person choosing and then it sort of alternates, blah blah blah. But I still think, especially when I'm doing it for something like this channel, do it with a bit more thought to what will be interesting and exciting. So on that note, I'm going to be talking about this. So this is now Saturday night, January 18th, 2025. I am going to be getting this episode out tonight, unless there's any sort of major interruptions. And then tomorrow I plan to put out a sort of an update of what are my plans now for next little while. Like, what are some things I'm thinking about doing? Because I'll sort of give it an advance thing to anybody watching this, is that I plan to do another game of this. Because one of the other problems I've had is not only just the rushing, but the fact that I only do it like once a year or once every 2 years. It's hard to remember some of these rules when they're not fresh in your mind. The rules are now fresh in my mind again. So if I were to do it again, I think I could do it better, and I could do it with less mistakes, which is also better. So that is something I have planned. If you have any ideas of things you might like to see, I noticed there's there's the Rush campaign. There's other things. So there's other variants and things. So if there's another variant you would like to see, then let me know. But just like to know your thoughts. So please leave a message in the comment section below. But until next time, I'm your host, Craig Thompson Wood, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.